Well, Darren, this is your second season in charge of Leigh Centurions. Is anything different from the first season in terms of preparation?
Yeah, time's probably the biggest word for us. We've obviously we come in a bit late last year in November, and a lot of recruitment have been done elsewhere. Whereas this year we've had a lot more time. We've identified the people we wanted to bring in, and then we've managed to do it. So we're real happy with the players that we've brought in as people and obviously as players as well.
Is your training methods different at all? Of anything majorly in particular that you'd pinpoint as being better than last season?
No, just obviously I think the guys who were brought in are a bit more experienced. So we've got the experience now with the youth, and it's rubbed off in the last 6 to 8 weeks. We've been doing our pre-season now, so yeah, they're taking on board things a lot quicker. So our execution's a lot better, and no, we're still working on the same methods, but everything's going quite well.
You've recruited very, very well. A lot of ex-Widnes players after the clear out at the Halton Stadium. How did you go about getting those players? Because they must have been fairly hefty terms that they must have agreed to.
No, but not at all. We as I said, we stayed within our budget, and we identified these players as obviously being key. They play very well for Widnes, and we're very fortunate to land them all. So it sort of helped as well with our continuity. We've got about 13 new players in this year, but a lot of them have actually played together, which has helped. And so there's not been a great deal of the cohesion's been there pretty much from day one, which has been good for us. So.
Well, Paul Rowley, this is your first season that you haven't had to go through the barrage of pre-season training. How does it feel compared to previous years?
Yeah, certainly very different. On nights like tonight, it's freezing cold and stuff, and we're out there in the tracksuits, so that's a bit of a blessing. But I do try to actually do a bit of training with the boys. If myself and Darren are doing it, the lads can't turn around and whinge when we're up there doing it with them. So we do our fair share.
Have you got the urge to just give it the full belt though, whilst you've been out there, really get involved in the tackles and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's tempting, but you've got to take a step back and let the lads take the lead now, and it's up to them to come to the fore, and it's their job now. I've got to step back and look at things in a different perspective.
And how have you looked at things in that perspective? Obviously you're on the coaching side of things now. What have you been trying to do this pre-season that you previously used to do as a player?
Yeah, I think obviously session planning is a big thing. Myself and Darren, we like to come prepared. We're here very early and like the sessions to move very swiftly and no downtime. I've touched on the weather and stuff, so you can't have lads stood around. It's from one drill to the other as quickly as possible, and so it's all a lot of time does go into planning, and then when we're out here for just the hour and a half, it all runs very smoothly.
Being told I was captain was a very proud moment for myself and my family, and I'm very pleased and very honoured to captain the team out and lead them out on the field.
How did they break the news to you?
He rang me one night before training and said, "How do you feel about becoming captain?" And obviously I'm not going to turn it down, and he told the lads the next day, so yeah, it's good.
How did it feel coming in on the first day of pre-season training, knowing that you're going to be leading these lads all year?
Awesome, really, mainly because of the players we've got here, so of the calibre of players and the experience and the lads. I'm captain, obviously, he's massive, but there's a lot of players on the field who have got leadership qualities, so everyone will share it out, and it goes very well today.
Jimmy's he's a local boy. He wears his heart in his sleeves, a lot of passion for the club. He's been here for 2 years. He's still got another 2 years to run on his contract. So, he's a continuity. He's part of the club, and he will be part of the club for the future. So, he's a good leader. He's not mainly the talker, but he just leads by example. So, he's a good choice for us.
It's fantastic, to be able to tell Jimmy he's captain. Pass on my armband, if you like, and I don't need to tell him what accolade it is, and one reason behind it was I knew how proud he'd be, and he's a passionate man and stuff. But from Jimmy, we don't want nothing different. He doesn't have to change his game. Our team's full of leaders in Dennis Moran, Mike Wainwright, etc. So Jimmy just plays his game, and he's out there lead by example. But I try to have a lot of one-on-ones with people. Obviously I'm an ex-hooker now, so keep a keen eye on Aaron Smith and Dave McConnell at the moment, and try and have a look what they're doing, and see if I can influence there in any way. But anyone, people want time from myself. That's where I'm available. They want me out there practicing passing. I'm the man to do it with them.
Well, Leigh, since your transfer from Widnes, how have things gone here at Leigh so far?
They're going great. Fitting in really well. It seems like I've been here forever, to be honest with you. It does help when I've signed with the 5 of Widnes lads but I've known a lot of the lads like Tony Stewart, Gareth Price obviously came with me. I've known a lot of the lads before, so I fitted in really well, yeah. I've actually played with Darren Shaw, showing my age a bit, but I've played with Darren Shaw and I played under him when I was at Rochdale, and he's a great bloke. I played against Paul Rowley for many years, so just the size of the club, bigger clubs than Leigh, they're knocking on your door, asking to play in Division 1, so there was no really massive decider. It was just a great opportunity for me.
How's training been in pre-season so far?
It's been good, this time of year all the lads have gelled together, and it's all about fitness and getting match fitness, and I think we're 100% there and all the lads are gelling well.
Has it been tough?
In bits, yeah, it has been tough, yeah.
Who's impressed you the most since coming in? Obviously, the fair amount of new boys this year. Who's been the one that sort of stood out as being the most impressive to you?
There's quite a few people, there's the young kids coming in that have impressed, and there's the old guys. You get people like Dennis and Tory who's been there, done that, yet still they train every day and up for it, and showing these young guys how much they really enjoy it. So it's probably really everyone.
We could go back 13 years and they used to make us do about 20 laps and tell you not to have a drink of water in case you get a stitch, but I don't think you should make the lads suffer just because we have. So it has been physical, but a lot of today's games are about doing like conditioning games and working with the ball when you're under fatigue, so it's a little bit different. I think we're believers that you have to keep things interesting and vary your training very much so. I think the days of doing laps have pretty much gone. There is a place for it, the boring stuff, but I think mainly you can get your conditioning out of game-related stuff. So that's the route we've been taking.
Last season was a bit of a disappointment, even though you did make the playoffs. Are you looking to go all the way this season?
Yeah, that's our goal, isn't it? It's that grand final at the end. That's your goal for this season. Last season we had a few bad luck, with injuries and that, and people leaving the club. But this year he's got it all set up right.
And your personal goals for the year?
Stay injury-free.
I've got a goal to be the player that everyone wants to play with, and hopefully cement a first team regular player, so anything beyond that would be fantastic for me.
And what can the club achieve this season realistically?
Realistically, all the way, promotion, no matter what. We've got the capability, we've got the players on board. Dennis Moran's, Toko he loves, Tony Stewart, Andy Hobson, been around for many years, still got a burning ambition to be at the top again, There's no reason why we can't do that. There's only us going to stop us going all the way.
Obviously, we've got very good high expectations this year with the squad we've got. We're looking to be in there come the end of the season, in and around there, and hopefully push for the grand final.
The players themselves are aiming high. Are you aiming as high as they are?
Yeah, I think so. We're not going to go and shout and say what we're going to do, but I think with the squad we have here and the depth in the squad, we should be doing some very positive things. And it starts for us next Sunday with the Northern Rail. We've got Barrow at home, and we need to get off to a good start in that. And then obviously, play well. There's as I said, there's a lot of depth in the squad, so there's a lot of competition for places. So everyone's on their toes, and it's good.
Obviously, I expect us to be very competitive. I think as a coach, I'm certainly proud to be involved with such a talented set of players. At times they just go out there and coach themselves, which is good. It's a bit different from the struggle we had last year. But the league itself is a fantastic league this year, and you've got players of Wainwright, Moran, Robbie Paul, Malcolm Alker, John Wilshire. It's such an established league with fantastic players in it. The competition's absolutely great. Your likes of Dewsbury's, Featherstone's just been promoted. It's such a tight league this year. I'd be a fool to put a place on us, but all I can promise is we'll be challenging. So, I'm certainly looking forward to this season.
Will you be looking for the grand final at the end of the year?
Well, everyone will be, I think, at this stage of the year. But yeah, a lot of things happen and a lot of water under the bridge before then. But obviously, we'd like to be definitely up there in the top 2 and 3 at the back end of the season, definitely.